So in the early days of me trying to become a YouTuber, I would often suffer from burnout. And this is where I would be getting into a bit of a rhythm, like uploading videos, recording videos, editing them, and getting into a nice rhythm with that, and then being consistent. And then all of a sudden, after like 1 or 2 weeks, just stopping and just not uploading for like a week. And I bet you've had the exact same experience, whether it be with like schoolwork or your uni work. Maybe you're working on like your dissertation or like your final exams, and you like blast through it for like days on end, and then all of a sudden you just crash and you just don't touch it for a week. Like, we've all been there, and it's just burnout. There's only so much that we can actually do. And so we like crash and can't do it anymore. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how I've been able to essentially avoid burnout. And it's not like I don't feel the effects of burnout or feel like I might be getting a bit burned out, but this is how I deal with burnout. And I feel like this has helped me, and this works, the advice I'm going to give you, because I've been consistently uploading on this channel for 40 days now, which is unheard of. And I know that's not a long time. Like, there's YouTubers who have posted daily for like 2 years. But for me, that's quite a lot, right? I used to just hit burnout and then just give up, and it used to happen all the time, and I was super inconsistent with posting. But since I've like been working on myself, and like I'm still on self-improvement, still focusing on how I can better myself every single day, I've been able to avoid a lot of the effects of burnout. So I'm going to get straight into it in this video. Hopefully it provides you some value, and yeah, stick around to the end. Hopefully some of these tips help you if you're struggling with burnout, productivity, all that kind of nice stuff. So first thing that I've sort of changed about my mindset is prioritizing work and what I like class as work. So why do we get burnout? Well, it's because we work like a lot, right? We'd be very productive, and we like eventually hit burnout because we can't do it anymore. We've been too productive, okay? You could think of it like that. But like, what actually is productive for you? Because for me, productive, or what I thought for a long time, was just sitting in this chair, phone hot with the camera on, recording videos. And then once I've recorded like 2, 3, 4 videos, edit the videos and upload them to YouTube, make some nice thumbnails. That's like work for me, right? But then I started thinking like, okay, if I'm starting to suffer with doing that, like not capable of recording a video for whatever reason, maybe I'm unwell or just feel burnt out, like I just can't bring myself to record a video for whatever reason, like I've had a bad day or whatever, then you can think of like doing other things in your day that's also like productive, like work, but that you can do even if you like burn out from doing that one same productive task over and over and over again. So like for me, if I get sick and tired of recording YouTube videos and I'm just burnt out from it, right, then I need to go, like, I still want to be productive, right? I don't want to just sit down, do nothing. So I can go do something else productive. And for me, that's literally going for a walk, right? Going for a walk for me is a productive use of my time. It's cardio. It makes me feel better mentally, and I enjoy doing it. It's like a fun thing for me to do. Gets me out in the sunshine if it's sunny, or a fresh air, whatever. Like, there's so many benefits that come with like just moving and being like active and mobile. So that's like a productive thing for me to do. And I feel like a lot of people, like my friends and people I've spoke to, don't see going for just a walk as like a productive thing. Like, that's just not productive. Like, if you just walked all day, that's not productive. But it's a lot more productive than just being sat around like playing video games or like scrolling through TikTok. So yeah, things like that. Like, find other things that you can do that's productive, okay? Could be going for a walk, could be going to the gym, lifting some weights, could be reading a book, right? Anything else. And then when you're feeling burnt out with that same task that you're doing over and over again, but you still want to be productive, you can just go do one of them other things. All right, the next thing is stop focusing on dopamine intensive work. So this is something I heard from Chris Williamson on his podcast, Modern Wisdom. And dopamine intensive work for me is this YouTube channel. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like when I first started the YouTube channel, this was a dopamine intensive thing for me to do, because it's new, it's novel, it required like motivation. It was like very like, oh, like what's gonna happen when I upload it? How many likes is it gonna get? How many views is it gonna get? Right? It's like dopamine intensive work. And now it's slowly started to become more and more iterative work, and what I mean by iterative is it's like you start a new thing that you're doing, right? It could be drop shipping, it could be YouTube. You start it and it's very dopamine heavy because it's all new. You've never done it before. But once you start doing it for like months and months, and then for me, like now it's been over a year, like a year and a half, now it's not as dopamine intensive. Now it's just kind of normal for me to work on this channel, and it's very natural, it comes quite natural to me to work on the channel. And that's a good place to be at, because I don't get as burnt out now from YouTube as I did at the start, because because at the start it was dopamine intensive. And when we know from dopamine detox, and like when you constantly like hitting your dopamine high, like what's it called? Like, yeah, elevating your dopamine levels, then other things just don't become as fun, and you can start feeling burnt out and start feeling a little bit exhausted from just constantly doing that. So you need to try and find something you can do that isn't as dopamine intensive. And a lot of guys, and I was included with you, get stuck in a cycle of like ending up constantly in dopamine intensive work. And this is like basically shiny object syndrome. You might have heard of this, but you know, when you're on YouTube and you see, like, you probably get the same ads that I get on YouTube, right? Because we're into self-improvement, we're into entrepreneurship, business. You probably get the ads of like the dudes who do the Forex trading and have AI like Forex accounts, and the dropshipping dudes, and the Audible, like Kindle AI book generator dudes, like all the gurus, right? Who have adverts that come up at the start of the YouTube videos that you're watching. Like, this is shiny object syndrome. I used to like get hooked onto these adverts and then be like, oh shit, this is actually a really good idea. Dopamine spike. And then I would be motivated to go click on the thing, watch the seminar, and then I'd start that business, run it for like 2-3 weeks, be like, it's not for me, move over to dropshipping or move over to this and that. And flittering between all these different business models was still being productive and working and constantly learning about all these new businesses. But it was constantly like dopamine intensive because it was all new and unique and novel to me. But now that I have been running this YouTube channel, which was new and novel to me at the start, but I've been running it for so long now, it's not really new and novel anymore. So it doesn't like spike my dopamine as high working on this YouTube channel. The next thing that helps me is like doing some flow state activities. And what flow state is like, I could be in a flow state like right now recording this video, or I could be in a flow state when I'm editing a video, right? Headphones on, I'm concentrating, I've got my nicotine patch in, I'm just there editing away, right? Flow state, but it's all work related flow state. What I'm saying to you is try do some activities that get you into a flow state where you zone out and you forget what time it is, and you're like, oh shit, I've been doing this for like 5 hours, and you didn't even realize that you've got like loads of missed calls, and you're just literally like focused on this task. But it's something that's not productive. It's just something that's like you find fun. And this is the serotonin part of you. It's not dopamine. And for me, honestly, there's a couple of things come to mind, like table tennis. Like when I'm playing table tennis, I can just play that for hours on end and just forget about the time, forget about the day, everyone. And it's fun. And then a more relaxing one is this isn't even really an activity, but I just love sunbathing. Like you can literally just if it's a sunny day, I can just sit outside in my back garden with like a nice cold glass of sparkling water in my hand, sunglasses on, and like no music, nothing, and just sit in the sun. And I can be there for 3 hours and forget about the time. Time will just fly by. It's little things like this, like little random activities that isn't dopamine intensive. So I'm not talking about TikTok. I'm not talking about getting into a flow state with like video games and stuff. I'm talking about like things that are more healthy and just kind of very simple, like table tennis, just playing a game, or sunbathing, or like going for a walk, or drawing, right? I really personally like drawing, like just getting a pen out, and like if I just get a pen and a blank piece of paper, give me like 5-10 minutes and I'll have like created some like new thing that no one's ever seen before. It won't necessarily be good or anything, but it's just like I'm like quite creative like that. That's a nice creative outlet. So have like a flow state task that you can just go to when you're feeling a bit burnt out and feeling a bit tired of the work and the camera and the recording the videos and the editing and writing, and you're feeling a bit like you just want to go do like a nice chilled out activity that you can really get stuck into, kind of like if it was work but it's not quite work. Then yeah, something like that, drawing or whatever it is, man. Just whatever you want to do. Just you'll find your flow state kind of like hobby. Last tip I'll give you, if you're feeling burnt out, is always remember this phrase: you cannot change the mind with the mind, and you can't change the body with the body, right? So what this means is if you're feeling burnt out and you're feeling a bit like mentally like, oh fucking hell, do you know what I mean? Then the best thing for you to do to change your mental state, like if you're feeling a bit down or a bit sad, maybe your business isn't like growing that fast, maybe you like uploaded a video that you thought was sick, like I've done before, like, oh, this is a great video, and it gets like 20 views and you're like, fuck. Like if you're in this situation, to change the mind, to change the mindset you're in, best thing to do, go for a walk, or go hit a workout, or go do some push-ups, right? Move the body around, get up, get out your chair, move, and that's going to elevate your mood. If you want to change basically your mental thought process, and like if you're just feeling a bit down, feeling a bit burnt out, feeling like you just can't really be bothered, best thing to do, go for a walk, go to the gym, move your body. Don't sit down, do nothing all day. Don't sit down, scroll through TikTok. You need to get up and move. And yeah, that's all the tips that I've got for avoiding burnout. And I think it's helped because honestly, I've not really been as like work, productive, like no sleep, nothing like recently, right? I used to be like that. And that was when I was most inconsistent on YouTube. But now that I've been like, not balancing like work-life balance, all this stuff, like it's not work-life balance, right? I've been just working constantly, but on not just the YouTube, like working on my fitness more, working on just walking, working on reading, working on drawing, working on sunbathing, right? That sounds silly, but like just doing things like that. And like, if you can do that, I feel like it's just going to help you avoid burnout. Because if you constantly allocate all your hours of the day to just the one thing, then yeah, it's pretty easy to get burnt out. And I've been consistent with it, with uploading the videos, with working on this channel. Like you can see, you can go back in the channel history. You know, I've been posting every day and it's been good. So yeah, hopefully these tips will help you. They help me. And yeah, thank you for getting this far in the video, mate. Might be a bit of a longer one today, I'm not sure. But yeah, thank you for watching. Keep improving yourself every day. See you in the next one. Bye.